shoot, I set this to members only again. Hold on. Let me edit this. Why do I always do that? Dadgummit. Okay. Now we're public. Oh, man. Been a long day. Been a long day. Okay, let me get us into the meat of this thing here. When does this thing start? Okay. Here we go. Ish. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing? What's good? Slyboy's chair, thank you for coming in. We've got you represented right over here. The squeaky chair is here. The squeaky chair is banned from live stream duty because it's too squeaky and it's annoying to listen to. Hey, everybody, what's up? Dayton, how you doing, brother? Ugh, this group of streamers. This is actually a really serious situation from the little bit. This live stream literally wrapped up. I caught the last, like, 5-ish minutes of it. It's been, if anybody's been following the channel, it's been a little bit of a busy week for me. So I don't know why I'm occupying my mind with something equally as depressing as the stuff I've been covering this week. If I get too depressed, I might have to bow out this halfway through. But this is like this seems like some pretty huge things happening. I know, like, YouTube brain is to always couch everything as like the biggest thing ever that's happening. But this looks pretty, I mean, this seems pretty intense, at least from the little bits I've caught. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for being here. So Emiru, I'm not super familiar with any of these people. Full disclosure, okay? I think I was aware that Emiru and MizKif dated. That sounds like a thing that I was generally aware of. And there's some pretty big allegations, I guess, that are coming out right now. I have a vague memory also of there being some sort of controversy about MizKif allegedly helping to cover up a sexual assault or something like that. So that could come into play. I'm not making a positive claim about that because that's not a story that I looked into. But that I remember being a thing that was talked about maybe, 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. All right, let's see if we can get into it here. Also, if the audio...
Hello, guys.
Sorry to pause it already. If the audio is weird at all, somebody let me know. I think I kind of balanced it, but it's a little tricky with my current live streaming setup.
Oh, this is the part where you cry on the start. Honestly, I feel great today, but when I saw like everyone typing stuff, I started to get a little emotional. But I mean, I'm fine. I'm chilling. I am chilling. So yeah, it's been a week.
What's up, Viralix? I don't know how to pronounce that, but how you doing?
Updated people about everything. So I do have more updates on what happened at TwitchCon and that situation,
wait.
But I kind of just want to...
Also, I completely, like, momentarily forgot about that. She just got assaulted at TwitchCon, like 2 days ago? A lot of stuff happening right now in Emiru's life.
Chilling and comfortable a little bit first, because I haven't streamed in a week, so yeah, I don't think I've been at my desk in
Slyboy's chair, I'm pretty sure that's the vibe.
So,
so
more things have happened, so
yeah, if anyone's sensitive on like the essay style thing, this might not be the stream. I don't know fully what's going on, but that was the vibe I got based off of the little bit I saw.
I'm gonna talk about that. Oh, hi, Will. Music. Oh, oops. Sorry, I forgot how to...
Put trigger warning in the title.
Forgot how...
Shit, because you asked me to. Trigger warning essay, I guess. There we go.
To stream. Wow, but now it feels too quiet. It feels kind of ominous. Where are the rats?
And I will say, I'm so sorry to keep pausing it, but while we're bringing up the TwitchCon stuff, from what little I saw of that, that was so fucked. And then I did see the interview with Dan Clancy, and that I guess that person considers themselves a journalist. What's her name? Taylor Lorenz. That was the most like disgraceful like post it was like a post-game interview of sexual assault. That was like the worst post essay situation interview I've ever seen, where they had nobody on staff. People could just walk in willy-nilly, and then Dan Clancy afterwards was like, well, sorry about that.
Update.
We're doing everything we can.
Don't want to see the cats for a while either. Don't bro, let go. He's not okay. Here's Cheddar. He's chilling. Doing pretty good. Oh my gosh, shut up. You're fine. You're fine, bud. And here's Mott's. She's getting very large.
Okay, I'm very new to the streaming world. I'm not like familiar with the game of this like sort of like bullshitting and doing nothing before you get into the meat of whatever you're going to talk about. Not that's not as a diss. I'm just saying this is new to me.
Feels very strange. Feels very, very, very strange. But yeah, so I mean, you guys can probably tell, but today's not gonna be a normal stream. Not gonna, watch videos or play games or anything today. I kind of just have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and then I'm probably just gonna go offline after. But yeah, it's I mean, you guys know, I've been streaming for 10 years. Last week was kind of the first time that I ever really spoke about a topic or something that happened to me. And honestly, I'm really glad that I did, and I'm proud that I did. And
Is MizKif a good friend of Hassan? I have no idea.
Conclusion, if that makes sense.
But also,
Not just
I was
for
under the
myself,
impression that
but for-
Ludwig was a good friend of Hassan, because he goes to bat for him all the time. And I saw a video 24 hours ago where Ludwig was like, yeah, I wouldn't go to Hassan's funeral if he died. I don't understand these people, dude. I don't understand LA people or big name streamers. I don't get the culture.
In a way, I kind of feel like a lot of people are involved because it doesn't just affect me. So that's why. Sorry about my voice. I'm very, very nervous in case you can't tell. But I knew that this stream had to be done today. So yeah. Pretty much.
The shaky voice and her obviously stalling, getting into what she needs to get into makes me so uncomfortable. I've seen people in situations like that before, and you feel distressed for them. It's it's painful in a empathetic type of way to even watch someone go through this
I guess,
verbally.
Might as well get started. Not stall too much or anything. I know there's a lot of people here who don't normally watch, and if you're wondering, yes, I do normally run 20-minute intros. And yes, my community at least claims that they like it. I think that they like it. I like playing songs for you guys, but anyway, yeah, anyway. We don't like it? Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, I'm probably gonna stop reading chat now as well, but you guys are free to say whatever you want, obviously. So, yeah, like I said before, it's been a pretty crazy week, and a lot of things have happened since the last time that I streamed in relation to what I talked about last week, the whole TwitchCon incident. Some other things happened that kind of pushed me to talk about all of the things that I want to talk about today. So as you can see, I wrote out my notes, and
it's frustrating as a viewer that she's not getting to the point, but it's very human that she's not getting to the point.
That I have even more notes. So yeah, if it seems like I'm like reading a script or something, it's because I wrote super detailed notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So yeah.
My gosh.
Okay. So, I think everyone knows about last week, the stuff that happened at TwitchCon. I was assaulted, and the guy was able to leave the venue, basically. Okay, so like intro, first thing that I want to talk about is I did see the Twitch tweet that I believe went out yesterday. I was literally in a Discord call with my friends, and they were like, "Did you see that Twitch apologized to you?" And I was like,
I didn't even see that tweet. Let me see if I can pull it up.
So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is they put out that tweet. I was never apologized to privately.
That's
they put
fucked.
that out without like consulting me or anything. I didn't know that they were gonna.
Not
do
even
that,
like.
So that was,
wait, so Dan Clancy never reached out to her? Isn't his whole thing that he like, you know, fraternizes with the talent? Isn't that his main thing? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that, you know, they're trying to like take some level of accountability, but there's a lot of things that they didn't mention in the tweet that I feel like should have been mentioned.
Okay, so let's run this tweet really quick. So this is Dan Clancy tweeting on Twitch's Twitter X thing. I don't know what anything's called anymore. First, I want to be upfront and take accountability for, mind you, according to her, neither Dan Clancy nor anybody reached out to her. So that's weird already. First, I want to be upfront and take accountability for the security incident that occurred during Emiru's meet and greet. It shouldn't have happened, and we take that very seriously. We failed both in allowing it to occur and in our response following. We mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to Emiru, all that took place. What are we doing moving forward? For meet and greets, we've begun a complete analysis of the incident that took place, as well as other issues that came to our attention. I mean, like, okay. From what I understand, there was just the analysis is, oh damn, yeah, there was zero security. Oh yeah, did we have any security? Did we have a single human being on security detail? No. Interesting. We're examining everything from how we do signups to layout to increase security controls. We're also doing a comprehensive review of overall event safety and security, and we'll be making updates for future TwitchCons. Okay, a whole lot of corporate babble. While we won't be sharing all security updates for privacy and safety reasons, blah, 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 blah. We have heard concerns about IRL streaming at TwitchCon. Twitch has evolved over the years, and IRL streaming is a part of Twitch, but we need to ensure that TwitchCon meets... I'm about to fall asleep here. Finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility across the event. We're reviewing with our team, including our production and venue staff, so that we're better equipped for future events. You put a lot of trust in us by attending TwitchCon, and we take our responsibility to keep you safe seriously. Okay, I mean, that's like, all right. I feel like that's kind of like driving drunk, like mulling over a like a group of middle schoolers on a field trip, running a stop sign, and then being like, we take safe driving and the safety of our youth very seriously. We know that TwitchCon means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us. Be on the lookout for updates, and thanks for being part of Twitch. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. So the thing is, like, victim blaming was the word I saw a lot of people spamming about this, and that is a word that I think sometimes gets like a little bit subjective, and you know, people stretch the usage of it. But I see what they were going for implicitly, because when you say as a positive statement, we take our responsibility to keep you safe seriously, that is them saying, like, that's been the status of Twitch this whole time, is they were, they are, and they will continue to take the responsibility of keeping people safe seriously. But the point that Emiru and everyone else seems to be making is that obviously you weren't taking it seriously, because how the hell did this happen? Like, this wasn't like someone like, it's not like this guy, came in guns blazing and cut down 3 people to get to her. He just walked in. Anyway, all right. So that's the tweet she's referencing.
But anyway, more stuff's been happening behind the scenes. So I want to say that last week, everything I said on my stream was accurate, obviously, except for one thing. I was wrong about one thing. I was going over the tweet that Twitch initially put out, where they're like, oh yeah, this thing happened to a high-profile creator, police were on site, we're cooperating with law enforcement investigations. What I was wrong about was, they were not cooperating with law enforcement investigations. I found that out on Monday when I got a phone call from the San Diego police, and they were talking to me, and they basically said, hey, we can't really do anything right now because they apparently know the name of the guy, but they're not giving it to us until a warrant goes through, which, if you know anything about that stuff, it usually takes a while. Even if it's expedited, which it was being expedited for me, but it still takes a lot of time. And they're like, yeah, they're refusing to give us the name, which, as far as I'm aware, is like a very common company thing, where they'll be, they don't want to give out names of potential people involved in crimes, because then, like, that person could maybe, like, sue them for giving their name to police. I don't know, something like that. That's what my lawyer said. But basically, they were, Twitch was trying to make sure that the guy that assaulted me didn't sue them, which meant that the police were not able to work on the case right away. So, yeah, I got a call about that.
Hold on. Sorry. Somebody's saying double audio. That really sucks. I have so much audio trouble with OBS. Tell you what I'll do, though, because I get fucked every time on this. Somebody was saying probably a mic and speakers. That is the case. It hasn't historically been a problem, but I will turn that bit off. Where are my headphones? Hold on. All right, here we go. Let me know if this is better, okay, guys?
From the San Diego police, they were like, yeah, we're working on the warrant, but, like, right now, that's, like, all we can really do, but, like, we're trying our best. Just, like, want to let you know, we're gonna keep you in the loop and everything. I was like, okay. I was very frustrated because I was like, damn, like,
sounds like Emiru's a ghost.
I didn't know that on
Hopefully that doesn't
Saturday.
happen.
I would have said that if I knew. And then
don't want to manifest that. Better? Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Thanks for still being here, even though the audio is shitty.
There was someone who, I don't know if they were a viewer or if they were just someone who, like, knew of the situation from social media. They contacted my manager, and they basically told her that at their place of work, someone came into their work who matched the description of the guy, and this person was saying, like, oh, I'm, traveling to Texas, and I caused, like, quite a stir at a TwitchCon.
Sorry, I'm moving things
person,
around.
Like,
amateur hour over here.
The manager reached out to police. San Diego police interviewed them. But basically what I'm trying to say is, because all this stuff was delayed, this guy was able to get really far away from San Diego, allegedly. And this whole time, my manager was, like, basically, like, begging Twitch, like, dude, like, please give us his name. Like, we don't know who this person is. Like, for all we know, he, like, lives around where Emmy and her roommates live.
What's up, Kat?
I can't, like, help her if, like, I don't know who this person is, and they were refusing to do it. But after that tip from the person who said that the guy came into their workplace and was talking to him.
On a scale of 1 to 10, we haven't gotten into the MizKif stuff yet. But on a scale of 1 to 10, it sounds like I'm gonna guess. Place your bets. I'm gonna guess like a 8. Probably an 8. That's the vibe I got. We'll see. We're getting through the TwitchCon SA fiasco stuff right now.
My manager demanded the info from Twitch.
God bless Emiru, dude.
They
This
did end up
shit's
giving it
fried.
to police, but not my manager, as far as I know. She still doesn't. Yeah. So, the investigation's still going
7.5?
on, but
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
like been a huge mess because of all of the delays and like refusal to work with the police. And yeah, it's ongoing. I can't like say too much about it. Like all this that I'm saying, obviously I like ran by my lawyer and stuff. And I do want you guys to know that Melissa has been making sure that, you know, me and my roommates, who
6
are
or 7,
obviously
yeah.
other pretty well-known girl streamers, that we have been safe here, paying for like security stuff, making sure we're protected. Again, my manager's been taking care of that all of her own. Twitch did not offer anything like that. Yeah, that's where it is right now, pretty much. I can't say like too much about what, you know, me and my lawyer are doing, but my hope is really that there's some kind of like public resolutions that people who like have seen this and like know about everything that's happened can feel better about it. Because like I said, I don't feel like it's just about me. Like it could have been anyone that it happened to, like a small streamer who's not as lucky to have the resources or like, you know, the reach that I have. So it's very scary.
True.
And
I feel like
yeah, just very, very frustrating.
not to discount like what she went through at all, but I feel like the like nightmare scenario is you're like one of those up and comers who like has enough to be parasocially followed, because it doesn't take much. Like I've been around micro celebrities like in the Nashville area who are you know, like they're not famous enough to even be making a living off of what they're doing, but they're famous enough to have creeps on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had this situation plus just like zero money or resources at your disposal to like handle the situation, you're fucked. Especially like with the amount that Twitch seems to care, which is like extremely negligible. Not to make light of a serious situation, but have you guys seen that clip of Neon catching a stray from her when she was describing the SA situation? I think this is what I'm talking about.
Emiru, I didn't have any bad intentions. I didn't mean anything bad. I just wanted to come say hi, and that's it.
Oh, it didn't play the original thing. That's lame. Hold on. I'll keep searching for it. That shit had me dying, though.
And yeah, I don't know where that's gonna go. I'm sure that, you know, they're probably, I would speculate, not very happy with me for talking about all this, but I feel like it's not fair to keep it hidden from all the people who literally had to witness it because of Twitter and Reddit and all these things. I mean, I'm not complaining about that, obviously. You guys know I was super grateful that the guy posted it, got, you know, spread around so that I didn't have to figure out how to talk about it myself. But yeah, I'm just it's a lot. It's been really heavy this week, but obviously I've been getting a lot of support from my friends and other streamers, and obviously my manager, the people that I work with, my employees and such. But yeah, I don't want to just let this be a thing that I think that they're hoping it just blows over and gets like swept under the rug. I'm not gonna, you know, go live every stream and complain about it like, oh, you know, I got done dirty. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna try to the best of my ability, keep you guys updated until there's like some kind of resolution, you know, so. Yeah.
Can't find the neon clip.
Pretty pretty heavy, intense stuff. Yeah, it's been. Sorry, I'm just looping myself now. But yeah, I would hate if like this kind of just went away and people were like, oh, what happened? You know, I don't know.
Duck with a gun. I believe that the implement was a pen he was holding, so maybe he wanted something signed. Like, that's possible. That's what I heard. I could be wrong about that. I think if he actually had a knife, though, that would have been like pretty front page news. That's what I heard, is that he had a pen. I have not really looked into the TwitchCon situation like super deeply, though.
You know, am I gonna go to TwitchCon next year and, you know, like if something happens to me, it's gonna, you know, they're gonna try to hide it, basically.
I'm seeing a little bit of MizKif defense support going on in the chat, and I'm not shutting that down at all. I'm just saying, for everybody, this is one side of the story. I'm not saying that to discount this side of the story. I'm just saying it's one person's perspective. Clearly, there's another person's perspective. From what I'm led to believe, there's some pretty serious allegations in this VOD, and you know, that's going to require a pretty serious response from him. So, you know, I would welcome his response, and you know, I'm not going to make any statements about believability on one side or another right now. I'm just digesting this for what it's worth. That's how I'm coming at this, not having super in-depth knowledge of the history of either of these people, if that makes sense.
Well, there's that. Give me a second. I have some more stuff I want to talk about, but I'm trying to not rush myself, because I'm trying my best to, like, you know, stay composed to the best of my ability, so that I can get to the information across accurately. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for, you know, support and stuff. Like, honestly, it's been shocking to me, because, I don't know. I guess, like, whenever things happen, I always just kind of expect the bare minimum outcome, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I've just been very, very thankful. Very thankful and, very grateful, and, I hope that, you know, whatever comes out of this makes other people feel better. But regardless, like I said, I'm done with going to TwitchCon. Probably done entirely with convention streams. I feel like it's just time, you know. And I think that's probably true for a lot of streamers. The climate has, you know, really changed. I've been on Twitch for 10 years, like, you know, I keep fucking repeating myself recently. And yeah, it's changed a lot, gone pretty big. And I think that's just, you know, the reality that you have to accept. But, you know, maybe it's not a bad thing, because, you know, you can go back to rotting playing games in your room. It's not so bad, right? Retirement? No. Not retirement. Definitely not. Because I'm the kind of person, I'll never give up. You're not gonna make me give up. So, yeah.
My gosh, this is anxiety inducing.
Fortunately, I'm not done yet. Like I said. But just give me a bit. Was worried you were gonna quit? No. And I don't think I'm gonna go to any other platforms, because, I mean, first of all,
can I skip ahead by 10 seconds on Twitch? Is that a feature?
I really think that, you know, this is
my arrow key doesn't do anything.
I mean, this is just me, you know.
I don't want to skip over any important info, is the thing. I just don't want to just, like, blindly skip ahead.
Like, you know, we didn't realize.
I can't.
that these things could happen, and we obviously don't.
We
want
haven't
them
gotten
to
into the
happen,
MizKif,
and, like, you know, things will be better, and,
I cannot
mean, I'm
pronounce
not
this guy's
gonna-
name. MizKif
I'm not
stuff.
gonna leave you guys because of, you know,
She's about to get into it, I think, though.
something that someone else did. I mean, yeah, there's like other places that, you know, I upload content, but Twitch is like really my home. That's why, through all of this, I feel like most people, you know, I mean, I did make a tweet, but like it was probably like 10% of what I needed to say. A lot of people make a YouTube video.
Let me. I'm
That's
gonna
why
check
I've
out the
chosen to
tweet
do
while
all
she's
this
kind of stalling a
live,
little bit more.
like raw, because it's just what I'm most comfortable with and what I've always done. So yeah. Oh, sorry, my like emotional voice is so ugly. Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy. I just never thought things like this would happen, or I'd ever be doing a stream like this. It just feels very strange because it's just very out of my element. I've never really, like, for the most part, commented on drama or like self-inserted in situations, but I guess in this situation I'm kind of like stuck in the middle of it against my will. So it's like if I don't do it, who else is gonna do it? I'm just gonna take a second. Sorry, I've said that like 4 times, but
This is so uncomfortable.
this is it's a lot.
Oh my goodness.
I hate drama streams. Me too, man. Bro, like, I could have come home. I could have worked on beating.
All right.
fucking-
I really wish I could skip 10 seconds ahead. Like her like nervous exposition is like it induces anxiety in me.
Mega bonk scores. Now look what I have to do. So fucking annoying. I had to cancel my plans. Which reminds me,
Can't locate the tweet she was talking about. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think there's gonna
I'm not
be
sure
a
what it was.
Halloween stream this year. I don't think that's realistic with kind of the vibes of things right now. But I mean, is anyone gonna be mad at me if I do like, you know, like a Halloween in November thing? Or I mean, there's always next.
Sorry, quick aside. Mr. Gamer, Slyby told several content creators about your situation. They're in full support of you. Appreciate that, Mr. Gamer. Thank you. Not what we're like going over tonight, but the support's been overwhelming, and I appreciate every bit of it.
You're right. I mean, yeah. I mean, things happen outside of your control. So, yeah.
Brandon, we're still kind of getting into it.
It's just crazy, but I mean, thank you guys for listening to me talk and complain. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. So, the next thing, at the end of my last stream, I said that when I got home, I would be talking about some other things that I really, really did not want to talk about. But I feel like those things, developing independently of their own from the TwitchCon incident, have gone to a point where I kind of feel like I have no choice. So, I've already seen a lot of people speculating about what I'm going to be talking about, and some people have been right, but even for the people who were right, they were only like 5 to 10% right.
Okay, let's.
I don't think I've seen a single person.
You're literally
online
torturing me.
Who
Please,
knew
please, just.
or understood the severity of what I want to talk about today.
This is so uncomfortable. Please just start talking.
I want everyone to be aware that I've been handling the situation very seriously, and I've spent a lot of time thinking this over. And not only that, I've been in contact with a lawyer. I had them review everything that I'm planning to say today, because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right, because it's so serious. And I feel like it's going to change things forever.
I feel like that's true. That it will change things forever. I don't want to, like, you know, YouTuber clickbait the situation, you know? The situation is very situation type shit, you know what I'm saying? But from the little I've seen, brother, I'm not rushing her. She can't hear me. I'm not rushing her trauma. I'm just, this is very uncomfortable to watch. I don't know if you know this, but Emiru can't actually hear me right now. We're not, I'm not on a Discord call with her. She actually already recorded this. I'm playing with you. Sorry, that came across as very, like, snide. But what was I saying? Yeah, like, I don't want to, like, maybe overstate the case, but, like, from the little I've seen, it looks like this could be, like, something that rocks, like, the very foundation of, like, the Twitch sphere. Because the Twitch sphere, from what I am led to believe, is very, like, incestuous. It's like all the same people, you know, and they let in like a couple new players into the top tier every year. And then and everybody just like feeds off of everybody else. And this seems like a situation where like a bunch of people clearly had to have been, well, I can't control my chat, duck with a gun, I'm sorry. This clearly has to be a situation where like a bunch of people had to been in the know and like of something that was like really bad, and we're just kind of chilling with it. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll get into the brass tacks of it.
And, so... Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about and telling everyone sorry, I swear I'm not trying to like make this dramatic or something. Like I said, I really wish I were not feeling like I had to do this. Just give me some time. I'm gonna be doing a lot of, I guess you could say, like, fourth wall breaking in a way, and talking about things that I thought would always be personal, and just, you know, I would just carry them myself. Today, I'm finally gonna be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that MizKif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online.
This isn't drama,
so
though.
I'm sure a lot of people...
Everyone so throws the word drama around too liberally. Like if this is an essay allegation among other things. That's not drama. That's a little bit more than drama. If what she's saying true, if what she's saying is true, this is like that's like if MizKif had like the Infinity Gauntlet of terrible things. Like he was trying to get a kill streak on just terrible behavior.
We're going to be asking, why am I doing this and why now? And I would like to explain that before I get started so that people understand what prompted me to do this today. and that it's not just on a whim or something like that. Okay, so like I said, I took a lot of notes, so forgive me if I just end up reading off my notes. The first and probably most severe reason is that one of the rules that I set for myself a long time ago about withholding this information was
I guess
that
it
if
is
I ever
technically
felt
drama. It just
like
feels
somebody else
weird to
was
classify
in
it as
danger
that.
or being hurt, I would then make myself speak about it. And 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago now, I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was present for said incident, that he had done something similar to something that he had done to me, and to someone in LA at the end of September. And this person is not a streamer or content creator, but obviously that does not matter. And because of this, I cannot in good conscience sit here knowing that I know critical information about someone that almost no one else does and not say anything. I think that most issues and dramas should stay private and off the internet. And I still hold that belief to this day, and I will hold that belief going forward. However, there are certain things that cross the line, and I say that the line has been crossed too many times to be count. There's a point where I believe that people deserve to know. I think that at a certain point, if you know a lot of things about someone and you don't say anything to look out for others, it's wrong. It's wrong to keep it to yourself. I don't want what happened to me or what has happened to other people because of him to happen to other people. And I don't believe he will ever stop behaving the way he does. But regardless, yeah, like I said, one of the main reasons I decided to do this stream is to come out about all of this because I can't hold on to it any longer because it feels wrong to do so. And an honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation.
That is
I was
a
told that he even
huge allegation. Like the essay, which I think she's going to get into, is a huge allegation. But this is almost, in a way, a bigger allegation because that's so, like, premeditated, obviously, you know? Like, so intentional. Like, so, like, locked and ready to go. I hope she gets into details about that.
Other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused. At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him. I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet. Okay. So now that I've explained all the reasons why this took so long and why I made the decision to do this stream, I have a few more things I would like to get out of the way before I start talking about all of this. The way that I'm gonna do this today is I'm gonna run through everything from the beginning to the end to try to get across the story as accurately and fully as I can. And, hold on. Hold on. I'm also going to be showing a few screenshots validating what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
I have more things, but this
Receipts.
is what I felt comfortable using today.
We love to see receipts.
And I will be running through those later. Another thing that I'd like to mention before I start is that during my statement, I'm going to be mentioning directly the names of about half a dozen other creators who were present for certain things. And I want to say that none of these people did anything wrong. I'm just saying that they were there.
Dark Knight says, I was never a fan of the guy, but is this real? Is he actually that bad? What the fuck? Not gonna lie, his threats sound kind of ridiculous a bit, but I guess if you're the one who are getting those threats of smear, etc., you'd... And then the comment ends. Okay, that was a bit of a run-on sentence, but I don't know either. I'm digesting this like as open-mindedly as you are. I've heard bad things about MizKif. Like, it seems like they're bubbling up, but I don't want to just like assume. I'm just digesting this for what it's worth.
And I've asked all of them permission. They all said that it was fine to include their names, but I know this won't stop everyone, but I ask people, for the streamers that I mentioned, please don't go bothering them or asking them for more information. If there's something else that they want to say, they'll say it themselves, so there's no point to go pester them and bother them about it. There are also streamers who gave me permission to share things that they relayed to me privately, but asked me to redact their names, which I, of course, did. And the last thing that I want to make clear is that not every person that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of all of these things. And in fact, most of them didn't. And some of them didn't even know anything
Yeah,
at
this
all.
is going to be huge on YouTube tomorrow.
I tried to keep things private with my close friends. But if anyone during the past year ever approached me asking questions, I didn't lie and I told them the truth. But yeah, I don't want there to be some kind of witch hunt like, oh, you knew and this, no. A lot of people, didn't know everything or didn't know anything. Okay. I think that's all that I have to get out of the way to start. So, this is public information. I initially moved in, sorry, I'm still sick, like I said. This is all public, obviously this part. I moved in with him, I believe it was the end of 2021, because he offered. I was living alone at the time, and I was having stalker issues in Kansas, and I mean, you guys know like all the stuff that happened there. I ended up joining the org and everything. We did a lot of streams together, and I mean, a lot of people already know this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. We started dating. We were in a relationship starting January 2022 after I joined OTK. I'm not planning to go into too much detail about the start of the relationship because it honestly doesn't really matter at this point. It's irrelevant now. The only things that really matter that you guys need to know for the story are that it was, one, an extremely private relationship. It was even hidden from friends and people in the org, but I mean, obviously people all eventually figured it out. They're not fucking stupid. And second, it was an extremely codependent relationship, which it's not the issue, but that's just, making that clear for details. He initially portrayed himself to me as someone who was very nice to girls and wanted to help me feel safe from stalkers.
Yep.
And wanted me to succeed as a teammate, and we grew very close over time, and
yeah, I can see that.
I was very dependent on him for feelings of safety, social life, like my stream, my job, everything. So yeah, besides it being a very codependent relationship, the start of it was fine. I saw a lot of people mentioning this. They thought this was what I was going to talk about. It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even when I would stream. So, when it was definitely slow over time that bad things started happening. at the start, it would be things like, for example, he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like, you know, of course I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's...
Brother, I would be traumatized for life if I gave my girlfriend a black eye by throwing a phone at her. What the hell?
Yeah, I just... At the
So
time,
this is one of
I
those
just
things,
kinda-
because MizKif is obviously going to have some sort of a response. He has to. It'd be really interesting if he just went, like, dead quiet. Obviously, that would be damning. But obviously, he has to have some sort of a response. Like, this is a situation in which if someone is guilty, often they will just kind of, like, speak in very generalized statements. Like Dan Clancy even. Like, he'll do, like, a Dan Clancy style tweet, right? If he is guilty, right? If he's not, like, he'll bring receipts. And, you know, obviously, if he does and those check out, like, you know, great, we can get closer to the truth. But otherwise, like, what needs to happen is people need to hold his feet to the fire on, like, no, how about this claim that you threw your phone and it gave her a black eye? Did that or did that not happen? Because there's only so many explanations for doing that. Like, if it was a situation where it was like, oh, we had this thing where I would, like, lightheartedly throw my phone at her all the time. She did keep asking me to stop doing it, and then one time I did it, and it gave her a black eye. You know, that's damning, right? If the defense was, like, one time I did it lightheartedly, and it wasn't something I'd ever done before, and I, like, miscalculated my aim or my velocity and it hit her and I felt really bad about it and I apologized over and over, that's still not super great. But, you know, like, there's more nuance to that. Like, he needs, like, that like specific thing needs to get brought up and he needs to have, like, a response to that, right?
You know, I just brushed it off, and looking back now, I feel like that was kind of the start of him testing my boundaries, if that makes sense. So that was already kind of starting to show.
One comment that jumped out to me: I don't understand how someone can abuse the person that is your source of comfort and you are supposed to be their source of comfort. That's all abusers do. I don't really understand the psychology behind it necessarily, but that's the playbook.
Signs within the first 6 months of me and him being close, and then again, a very public situation. The end of 2022, the cover-up allegations happened. I mean, yeah, like I said, all that's public. You can find all that, see, like, what I said during that, everything.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't really follow that one.
After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse.
MizKif cover
which,
up.
I mean, I suppose it makes sense. You know, he was
Gonna Google that on my
very
side
stressed.
monitor.
A lot of stuff was happening, but the bad behavior was ramping up, and I feel like it's so apparent if, like, you know, you go back and watch anything from that time. I tried so hard to help him and be there for him because I really believed in him, and I wanted him to, you know, get better and get back on his feet. And
Sorry, really, really quick. I want to just go over the nuts and bolts of the thing she's referencing here. Hopefully this is a good article. And I think this is what she's referring to. The fallout regarding a Twitch streamer's gambling scam has taken a dramatic and disturbing turn as one streamer involved has accused of covering up a sexual assault. Yeah, that's what she was referring to. News broke that It's Slicker scammed fellow streamers out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. That news in turn prompted several prominent streamers, including Pokimane, Asmongold, and Hassan Abi, to call for the banning of slot gambling. Okay, yeah, don't really care about the gambling stuff. This guy Slicker was becoming a problem, seeking help for his addiction. In a now deleted tweet, MizKif responded that if scamming is the requirement for deplatforming someone, Trainwreck himself. Okay, so just like drama. Where's the actual... What did he actually do? Does anybody know what he actually did? Okay. Adriana Lee? At this point, we enter the second most disturbing half of the story and the main thrust of the current controversy. The sexual assault in question was allegedly committed by Crazy Slick. Okay, so this character that was semi-canceled for the gambling stuff, who everybody in the community was defending, including MizKif, who is a friend of MizKif and was at the time a housemate. Crazy Slick allegedly assaulted Adriana Lee, a Texas-based streamer, in a stream posted yesterday. Adriana Lee. I'm really bad at reading stuff on screen, guys. Sorry, that's something you're going to find out about me. Claimed Crazy Slick sent her sexually charged messages without her consent and assaulted her while she was passed out at a party. After that incident, Adriana Lee claimed she was coerced into coming forward about the assault and was coached by MizKif and his then-girlfriend on what to say. Okay. Who was his then-girlfriend? Was that...
One misconception.
Was that Emiru or was that somebody else? I do not know. That feels like very prevalent information. But after that incident, Adriana Lee claimed she was coerced. Oh, I read that. Under the auspices that she would not receive backlash and to seemingly downplay Slick's culpability in the incident. In the 2-hour video, Adriana Lee showed clips of MizKif saying Crazy Slick did harass her, while also talking about how post-assault Crazy Slick used his connection with MizKif, who seemingly wielded considerable power in their Texas-based streaming community, to undermine Alana Lee's, I think they made Adriana Lee's career and alienate her from her friends. People I've literally known for years and were super close with have turned on me and tried to come up with some random reason not to like me because they're mad they can't get in with the MizKif circle jerk, said Adriana Lee. She later showed more clips on her stream of MizKif allegedly downplaying Alana's assault with him, saying, "It's sexual harassment, however, at a low scale." Yeah, that's just not something, that's just not a sentence you ever want to say, is it? That's just not something you ever want to say, is it? That just feels like maybe there's like a less shitty interpretation of that, but this combination of words is not it. It's not really a big deal. I don't think people really give a shit, really cared. Damn, that's like it's like an all-time low combination of words. Like I'm always like vying for like the devil's advocate on stuff, so I could see how it's like there could be like a more innocent interpretation of what he might be trying to say, but he's really making it sound bad and making himself look bad by using those words. That's ridiculous. Anyway, okay, so that's what she's talking about. That's what she's referencing. Where'd Emiru go? Okay. So in lieu of this situation unfolding,
Be the person that, you know, I always believed that he was. But that unfortunately did not really happen. For a long time, I think about 1.5 years from when that all happened, it was kind of like slow things getting worse. But I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going into the details of all of that because there's just too much to cover. And it's honestly kind of not really relevant to the rest of what I'm saying because the rest of what I want to say is a lot worse. There was a point where
Also,
things were
question for the community, since there's a decent amount of people in here right now. Who was MizKif's girlfriend that Adriana Lee accused of like being involved in trying to kind of shut her down? Was it Emiru at that time, or was it somebody else? And can somebody provide any information towards that end? Because that, I'm not trying to undermine the like story that's happening here. I just want to get a full picture of things.
really took a turn for the worst. Like it felt
Maya? People are saying
like
Maya.
a very delicate branch just kind of snapped.
A lot of people are saying Maya. Okay, interesting.
So, and again, a lot of people are like vaguely aware of this, but I'll explain it for people.
I like Maya Higa a lot. I like her content. Also, I'm just now becoming aware in real time that MizKif dated Maya Higa and Emiru. That's wild. You're telling me that now for the first time. That's the real mystery here. I'm not trying to like body shame or anything. I don't know. That's curious to me. It's very curious to me.
You know, chronically tapped into all that stuff. So for a long time after the like cover-up allegations happened and he was like starting to kind of struggle on his stream.
Which also, sorry, not to harp on like how did this cave troll date two very beautiful women, you know, but from what we're alleging from this stream, per Emiru's testimony, he also is like a terrible person and incredibly like needy and codependent and controlling. So what is the appeal? I'm not trying to come, I'm trying to be unbiased in this stream. Like I like if MizKif has a defense, like I really want to hear that. But I'm getting confused. All right, I'm getting lost in the narrative a little bit here. He looks like this, and I'm not saying he's an ugly guy. I'm not saying he's bad looking at all. I'm just saying he looks like this, and she looks like this, and you know, Maya Higa, you know, also a very attractive young woman, and I'm hearing he's also like terrible to be around. It's an enigma.
Like we really avoided it, and to me at the time it made sense because you know I was like, well, of course, like you know we share.
He was funny. Someone's saying he had to be real. He was really funny. He was like doing the funny guy thing where like someone like that's like, you know, the funny buff. But I've never once seen a clip of that guy being funny. I've never once seen a MizKif clip where I laughed. And you know how like social media is, like all these top streamers, like you get force-fed, you know, their clips. So I've been force-fed a decent amount of MizKif clips. I've never laughed at one. Never laughed at a single one.
For times we're both gonna.
For what it's worth.
Makes sense, but
Not trying to shame anybody who has laughed at MizKif,
really
but
doing the same
you
thing
shouldn't have if you
for
did.
A long time, with the exception of like things like events or sponsors or like you know just special things. For a very long time, and a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was because of him. And now I stream whenever I want, but the first time that we ever streamed at the same time was for the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch. We were sharing drops, so it was the first time in a very long time that we were both going to be live at the same time doing the same thing, basically. I know you're probably like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But it'll make sense in a bit. So
Fuck it.
I'm live. He's live. We're both.
Oh, wait, he's live while she's doing this? I love that. By the way, on the side monitor, I'm going to Google MizKif funniest clips compilation. We're gonna judge that, okay?
Both streaming, and
The name of journalism.
like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public. There are clips of this. We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, you know, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out. You know, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start.
My apologies. She was telling a story. I misinterpreted that as like she was like he's live right now while I'm live. Okay, we're gonna take, just for reference, you know, for educational purposes. Okay, we're gonna take. This is the first result for MizKif funniest moments. Okay, let's just let this play for like 60 seconds to 2 minutes. See what we get.
Let's do it. Let's find out once and for all. Let's settle this question. Let's go ahead. Let's settle it once and for all. Let's figure it out. Go ahead.
Destiny, do you love black people?
I love black people.
Really funny. Love that. R.I.P. to Destiny and whatever her face is.
This could ruin your NFL.
Oh,
Sorry, my
Shut up.
headphone thing popped out. Was that
Excuse
funny?
me.
Let me know.
Don't talk to me like that, Matthew. Sorry, Maya. No, it's not funny. Every time you do it, it bothers me. It's just me kidding around, Maya. Well, it's
I don't understand. Wait, I don't understand. Does he have like, did he like find like a genie's lamp or something and was like, yeah, my first wish is to date a beautiful Wasian woman. My second wish is to date another beautiful Wasian woman, and my third wish is to get canceled for sexual assault. Was that how this went? I don't understand.
not funny to me. I don't think it's funny. I don't know why you say it to me all the time. Because it's funny, Maya. It's just me trolling. I don't even realize I say it. Well, start paying attention to what you have to say because it's getting really annoying that you do this all the time.
The fact that we've had this conversation that many times and somehow it's still not serious enough to you.
This is first result for MizKif best moments. This is MizKif. This is the creme de la creme of MizKifism.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Oh, by the way, we need
I would 100% let you stay.
we need
here.
we need to do laundry.
Yeah,
You can use my house.
We just
Cool.
No, okay.
Well, we gotta
What did you just say?
You can use the laundry room.
You said our laundry room.
Your laundry room is
Let's
like
get
the
back to what
size
Erob
of
just said.
our-
My laundry room.
Are all his funniest moments just being an asshole to his girlfriend at the time? Noticing a pattern.
You can use our laundry room.
Who paid for the house? Who paid
pay
for
you-
the laundromat?
$1,000? Hold on. Wait, you pay rent? I pay you $1,000.
You make your girl pay rent.
Why the fuck are you paying rent? Hold on.
Because
I'm a minute and 38 seconds into his best moments compilation, and it's him dogging the fuck out of his, at the time, girlfriend.
everyone else has to equal rights.
Stop letting my talk. I pay you $1,000 a month to share a bed with you. They can use our fucking
Listen,
laundry room.
any girl on Twitch would pay me way more than $1,000 a month to share a bed with me. I'm just letting you know. You were getting a deal.
I mean, this guy on the right seems to be loving this. I don't know why. This to me is like a situation that you laugh at because you don't know what else to do. You know what I'm saying? This to me feels uncomfortable. Like, I've been in situations where people, like couples I'm friends with, kind of banter like this, and it's not fun. Like, it's not a fun thing. Okay, so that was MizKif best moments. Good to know.
Seeing in my chat, people start saying unofficial Miz raid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me, saying like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself. I waited, or I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long
Classic.
for this, etc. And basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him, and like I said, this is during an event, so there were drops. Like everyone knows when there's drops, like it's not even
That
fucking real,
is-
but
Again, another insane, like that is extremely psychopathic behavior if true. And for that reason, it is a huge claim. And that again is like another thing that he needs to respond to, like specifically, because, you know, I could fully admit that there are situations in which people could couch something as being like this type of a thing where it was really like not that, or is more nuanced, or you're misconstruing it. I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying like that's one of those text conversations where like that sort of a thing could happen. He needs to respond to, again, this like specific thing in detail, because if this is at all true, that is like unbelievably manipulative and disturbing behavior, in my opinion.
yeah. He starts messaging me. He's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's like wondering where you are. But yeah, he ended his stream. And then I'm still live, you know, trying to act like nothing's wrong. And in that house, I had a glass door so I could like see this was happening. He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. And by the way, so there were many ways out of that house if he wanted to leave the house that were closer to his stream room. He intentionally chose the door that was right by my room. I feel like that's pretty apparent, at least to me. He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore. It didn't work for months, and it would just make this horrible sound that I would have to hear like every fucking day. But
Well, someone will track
anyway,
down that
so
VOD.
I hear him back there doing this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back. I get up and I go talk to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, Emmy, like, I hate all you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me, and like, I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. And I was like, is this like really happening because of rush drops? And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was like going off on me, like basically saying that he hated me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, go finish your stream so that people don't know anything's wrong. And I stop in the bathroom outside my stream room, and I'm like, you know, checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was like crying. And I'm only in there for like 30 seconds, and he comes and like looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup. So I go back and I stream for a couple hours to finish the stream. Do my best to just like, you know, carry on the show basically. And yeah, after that, like I said, was when things started to get really fucking bad. It was like something just snapped. For the rest of the week, he streamed the Rust event. He got all the drop viewers. I'm sure he was very happy. I mean, good for him. And during that time, I obviously was like thinking and processing a lot of what happened.
I'm gonna look up
But, I mean,
MizKif,
it
see if
was
he's
a lot
responded yet.
because this person was at the time like kind of it was like my partner and my best friend, and like the only person that like I really talked to ever, or like at least off stream. So I mean, it was just it was a lot. But the very next
Brother, what?
stream, I went live.
His, like, inner circle is called MizKif scumbags. I don't know. That just that strikes me as weird. That strikes me as weird. Like, there's nothing wrong with that in of itself. I'm just saying, it's like it almost feels intentional with all this context.
About a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move because I knew that I would have to move. So I was like, okay, I have to go live and say this so that, you know, kind of force myself to commit to it. Right? Does that make sense? Obviously, I didn't move out right away, but after like all of that Rust stuff happened was when the other domestic abuse stuff really started. He would destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die.
Hell yeah.
Like threatening to kill both of us.
That was ironic. I don't support that.
And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
So he just like viewed her as a pet, is what she's saying. Like she was like a hamster to him. Brother, imagine killing your girlfriend because you were upset that Mr. Beast didn't invite you to like 2 million Orbeez in a pool. It's evil. It's bad, if true. If true. Again, I want to see his side. It's evil. It's bad. But above all, it's cringe. I think that's the vibe I'm getting here the most.
Then at home, other things would happen. Like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault that he felt insecure. There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better. So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever performed too well, I was gonna be punished for it. And it just felt like a very rough situation to be stuck in because, I mean, streaming is my hobby and my job. Like, it's a huge part of my life, even before, you know, I met him and became like a larger creator. And I remember thinking all the time how it felt like he hated me, but he still wanted me around for his channel, his thumbnails and everything. And this is still before I moved out. There was a time where
Yeah, Clancy.
it was the tension in the house.
Clancy says, would you not want your girl to do well? I mean, a lot of people don't, and a lot of girls don't want their guys to do well, and I don't understand. Like, the whole, like, like 1950s cliche, like, oh, the old ball and chain, like I hate my wife, boomer type mentality, you know, goes for wives against husbands as well and stuff like that. I don't understand, because like, if you're like, here, like, look at how bad my partner is, well, that's just like a reflection on you, isn't it? If you're being like, oh, they're so terrible for this, that, and the other reason, and that's like your whole motivating thing, it's like, you're just saying like, yeah, like the only, like the best person I could get to like put up with me is terrible. Doesn't that make you look worse? That's what I've never understood about that mentality.
This was so unbearable that I would sneak out and I would sneak into Esfan's house using my code. And Esfan didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I would sneak into Esfan's house just to have some time of like peace and quiet. But eventually, he figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Esfan's house to keep telling me off. And there was a time that he did it, and I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner, and he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there, he instantly like deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you coming home? And that roommate like later asked me about it. They were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you okay? And I was just like, oh, it's nothing, because I felt like a lot of the reason that I didn't tell the people around me was because I felt like no one would understand, or even if they understood, it would just be a burden to them, because all of our streams and social circles and communities are so intertwined. I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with this and like hope things get better, basically. I honestly don't even remember what the final straw was that I finally was like, okay, it's time to go. Like, I prepared the house that I lived in before this one, like, pretty much immediately after the, like, breaking the front door thing happened, but I was still, like, scared and unsure. So I don't remember what the final straw was, but I remember the day I took Cheddar to the house, because he just randomly started, like, screaming at Cheddar. Was like, get that fucking cat out of my house. So I just grabbed Cheddar and put him in my car and grabbed his litter box and took him there, and I just left him there and never took him back to that house. And then I think like within several days after that was when I finally moved out. It was on very short notice. Like I said, I don't even remember what the final straw was because so many things happened, but there was a time
she has not shown receipts yet.
I called some movers. I said, hey, can you come tomorrow? And they were like, yeah, and then I literally moved the next day. Moving out into the last house that I lived in was a huge step mentally because, like I said, a big part of why I moved into the first house in Texas in the first place was because I felt like it was the safest option for me because, you know, I am a girl where it's like kind of scary for me to be living alone. So it was very hard, and at the time, even though like all these other things had already happened, I was very hopeful that me and him could be cordial and like
someone says the texts are really bad.
Like, things would be fine, at least publicly, like for stream reasons, that, you know, everyone could just keep streaming like nothing had happened. And, you know, at the time I thought that would be the best thing to do, and I felt like if I
Starlight says craziest part is people will probably talk about this for 3 days and nothing will happen to him. I hope she actually gets justice. I disagree. I think this is going to shake up the entire Twitch ecosphere, especially on the footsteps of like the TwitchCon stuff. Like these are some pretty big shots being taken. Like this community seems to me to be pretty like there's like mutual incentives to keep the system afloat, and she's kind of just throwing a nuke into it. It feels like, I don't know, I could be wrong. I'm not like super adept in the whole like Twitch sphere, but this feels like a pretty like scorched earth tactic. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out.
Myself from him without explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand and would attack me. I was yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway. So, but yeah. After I moved out, we, like I said, still kept in contact. I had hope that somehow things would get better. He would always beg for me to come back, and he would promise therapy and change and, like, even talk to other people and, like, kind of present, like, oh, I want to change. I want to be better for Emmy or whatever, you know? There was, a short period in October where we had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now. And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally, it's like on his terms. So that means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice, and he'll leave me alone. Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't like really sever it, if that makes sense. But I mean, obviously, hence me doing this stream, that was not the end of it. A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house and talk for closure. He came to my house, and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. He, so yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch. And holding me really close to him.
Don't like this.
And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants, and I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying. Without checking if I was okay.
No, for real, yeah.
And at the time,
If you have to mute
I was
this,
still
this is
making
okay.
excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or like, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but
I mean, there's like, oh my gosh, I misread that situation. I'm so sorry, or whatever. Like, there's some situations like that, but this is like, I don't know. This doesn't seem like that. From her testimony, again, not that I'm saying that I don't believe her or anything. But again, as I've said with multiple instances on this stream, like, hopefully the community doesn't allow him to just be like, well, like, just put out like vague platitudes like, well, you know, this kind of happened and this kind of happened, but you know, things happen and blah, blah, blah. Like, this is like, again, a very specific thing that he needs to be like, here is exactly what happened, and here's why I didn't do something wrong, if he's going to claim that he didn't do something wrong.
Like, I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense. Yeah, I felt like I'd caused trouble for so many other people if I ever said anything bad about him, or if I caused rifts in our friend group or streamer group. I tried to stay on good terms with him and hold everything in, and also I still cared about him a lot, and I still at that point had hope that things would get better and that, you know, he would improve. And he'd also always hammer into me how he never physically abused me because he never hit me, and he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it because they were concerned. He would say, tell them that I never hit you. Make sure that they know that I never hit you.
Yeah, so like again, on the same stuff I'm saying, like I don't know if you can get by on the technicality that you were using projectiles. But like I hope people demand in his community, like when he inevitably has to respond to this, that he address like the throwing the phone and giving her a black eye thing, and throwing the phone and her repeatedly like telling him that you know, scares me because there's a phone flying at my face. If he's just like, oh, I never put hands on her, I understood like maybe sometimes I was a little dramatic and that was like frightening because I was like, you know, elevated and you know, that was scary. That's not a good enough response. I feel like that's what we could get from his corner. But I don't want to, you know, whenever he responds, I want like his thing to be heard out. You know, people just need to like judge it accordingly.
Around the same time, this was during...
Throwing a phone makes it aggravated assault?
Like
Yeah, it does.
December-ish. He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
I need moderators. What's going on? I haven't...
Again, like I said earlier...
Is something bad happening in the chat? Someone said Flanders causing problems. Everyone's saying ban Flanders. What did Flanders do? He's just rage baiting. Is that the case? Flanders says, do you want my address pull up? I mean, sure. If you want me to. I don't know. I don't like, I'm just living my life. I don't know what. I don't know what you got to do with me, brother. Folks, let's see. I don't have, I'm not adept in this. Oh my gosh, I almost just added Flanders as a moderator. That's the opposite of what I was trying to do. I almost gave him the keys to the kingdom, boys. That's crazy. Oh, I'm gonna put you in timeout, Flanders, for 24 hours. Yeah. I just almost let the guy fuck all you guys. Oh, sorry about that, boys.
I felt like I was stuck in a constant loop where I had to perform well to not be thrown away. But if I performed too well, I was going to be punished. And
I'll try and get some maybe channel members on moderator duty if they want to.
Because obviously a lot of
I'll need to look into that. I've never had... Guys, this is like the first stream. I've never had a stream with like 500-ish viewers before. Usually we're at like 30 at tops. So there's never been a need for moderators before. So sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fully read these out because I honestly just don't want to read them out, but I feel like I want to show them.
All right, the channel members who are asking to be mods, I'll put you on mods.
Show what I'm saying.
At least for now. I honestly have no idea what power I'm giving to you, so please don't fuck me.
And I am planning to probably post the VOD of this somewhere, so if, you know, you want to read this later, that's fine, I guess. And again, this was all happening while I was live. You can literally go find the stream and see me trying to deal with this while I'm live in the middle of a dungeon, trying to just play the fucking game.
Hold on, someone says YouTube pushed this stream to the homepage. I don't believe you. It's insane. Hopefully not. I really don't feel like, you know, I definitely have my own thoughts on this situation as it's unfolding, but I'm definitely not the, like, going authority on this shit.
Oh fuck, I think
Okay, here we go. We got receipts coming.
Tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmys. The Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparisons says nobody will ever be on my side. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank. You didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And
Bro wrote a haiku.
you can, like I said, you can go find the stream. But for context, I was playing Warrior in World of Warcraft in like a level 24 dungeon. It was like Silverpine. Like, it was just like, it wasn't even like, it was like dog shit gameplay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so, yeah. Yeah.
Make Emiru louder. Oh, sorry about that.
Can,
Should she be louder?
read that later, I suppose, if, yeah, like I said before.
Emiru louder. Yeah, guys, always touching with audio stuff because it's really hard to manage that. It's a one-man show over here.
I wanted to be cool, and I wanted us to be able to coexist in the same streaming sphere, but I felt like I could never win, and he hated my.
Okay, on the audio note, best I can do right now is make myself quieter, so y'all are just gonna have to turn things up. All right, I'm turning myself there. That's only a little bit. If I need to do more, just let me know, and just turn your devices up.
My whole existence, like ever since that one stream where I had like a little bit more viewers than him.
Sorry, Flickerbird, I didn't see
And
previous
he would
messages
say
about that.
It was my fault that his stream was dying because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately.
People keep saying I'm on homepage. There's no way I'm on homepage. You're lying to me.
And convince them that it was real, he would get his career back.
I should not be on homepage. I'm just a
that
guy.
Was, like, started within the last couple of weeks that we spoke to each other. He started saying terrible things to me about other streamers in Austin. In particular, one specific streamer who I know there's a lot of people that know he has beef with certain streamers. It was not one of those streamers. It was someone who, to this day, has been nothing but nice to him. He would say horrible things about this person, like about them in their stream, and it was very hard to listen to. And just in general, he would say horrible things about other streamers in Austin, like, I quote, "I hate everyone here. You are all useless to me. You're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you."
Hell yeah, based as fuck.
And
ironic.
Him saying that was the final straw for me. The day that he said that to me about other people.
Like, people really do. I guess it just comes with power. You become a cartoon. You just get elevated to this level where you literally like start saying shit Rice Lover, welcome to the Inner Circle. Appreciate you. You get elevated to this level where you start saying shit that like to us normal human beings is just like, yeah, there's no way like a real human being with a brain said that. Like only people in Pixar movies say that. But I guess that's what happens psychologically once you hit a certain amount of power and money. Like that seems to occur time and time again.
Was the first day that I ever, for the first time, started to ignore his calls and messages. And because of that, he even threatened to come to my house if I didn't answer. But I did end up calling him back, and I spoke to him. And I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were. And he started panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying...
Sorry, this is a terrible place to pause it. She's like in it right now. But thank you for the 1 gift memberships. Although, did you... Was Quartz the person people were saying to ban earlier? Did you just give a gift membership to the person that was causing trouble? Quartz, if that's not true, I apologize. I'm not trying to defame you. Maybe I'm thinking of a different person. All right, sort it out amongst yourselves. I have moderators now, as of like 10 minutes ago, so... Welcome to the channel, Quartz.
He didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time that he like did something like that.
All right, people are saying no.
Like,
sorry about that, Quartz. Your name is cleared.
But that was definitely the most extreme time. And again, like I said, I always had the hope that things would be cordial, or that, you know, we could be fine with each other. So I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that. We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships.
Yeah, she's been stuttering all stream. It's like been
and
heart palpitating to watch, if that makes sense.
It was I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him, so it was still hard. And I mean, it was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved. But because of the past incidents during like other fights and times,
Hey,
I
thank you
would
for
try to
the
separate myself from
membership,
him.
Joe. Appreciate you.
Past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one, was to finally completely cut contact with him. I knew it'd be very hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. So I have not spoken to him since January of this year. It's been 10 months, but you think that's the end. It is unfortunately not. I haven't spoken to him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon the messages started. He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls. And I'm just gonna show those.
Hell yeah, let's go. Receipt time. This is what we needed.
And at first...
That's very low resolution. Damn. And now it's behind her.
Simple, be confusing messages, or like him expressing he was worried about things. Like, at first it wasn't anything weird.
Joe, I don't know where you can gift subs either. I'm sorry. But if you figure it out, thank you. Still trying to see if MizKif has said anything. Probably not. He's probably
This is not
working on
someone
something.
who loves or cares about you.
The story's pretty fresh, so. This is a lot of text we're going through. I hope she's not expecting me to just figure out what comes first. I assume she's going to read it. I've been through this before. This is so heartbreaking to see, but weirdly also healing because I know I'm not alone. I'm sad for Emiru. She was failed by so many. By Mo Metal.
Keep in mind, this is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying. And, just kind of a funny side note, I guess. I would like to highlight this message. Because, it doesn't really matter, but I ran it through ChatGPT and all the highlights. Like I said, doesn't really matter. I just thought it was interesting.
Are we dead ass, bro? So, I mean, what's kind of damning about that, it was like, obviously she knew him really well, and if that was her, like, suspicion, like, that in of itself says something. I can't imagine doing that.
But, yeah, like I said at first, the messages were just simple things, like, him saying he was worried about things, or saying no one was talking to him, which I don't think was even true at the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him. I'm not sure about that, of course. This also extended to in-person interactions, because initially I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through private communication, and, you know, we would be fine going to the same events and parties and such. I also had to start hold on, I'm still fucking sick. I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through personal, private communication, but I also had to start avoiding going to the same parties or places I was worried he'd be in person. Because this was after he came back from his first trip to Japan. There was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him.
Okay, sorry.
I was aware that he would be there. And
Again, why does everybody keep freaking out about the plush with the ball? You guys are acting like you're seeing a ghost. Relax. It's a plush with a ball. It's not rocket science.
and I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought I'll just let him have his space. I'll have my space. You know,
There's a string, guys. It's not a ghost. Maybe the resolution is a little smaller for you. I also have like an 82-inch monitor, so maybe it's a little easier for me to see. There's a string, okay? I don't know how to zoom in on this. On the right side beneath chat here with the little moon and then the ball. You guys see what I'm talking about? All right, to set this record straight, there's a string between the ball and the moon. That's how the device works. All right? If nothing else, at least I was able to clear up that bit of this drama. The ball and the moon thing, there's a string. That's how they do it. That's how they pull that voodoo magic off.
Right. During this party,
It's not a ghost, I
felt
promise.
like he was following me around and
It's not a ghost.
monitoring me, but I thought that I was just being paranoid. I was like, it's probably just in your head. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and a couple other friends. And at some point, Nick was like, it's too fucking loud down here. Let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs. Let's just go, chill in a room and like talk where it's not so loud. And I was like, okay. So they, as a group, went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to get up there because someone like stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, he was like standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid. But I went upstairs. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and, our other friends. And then about 30 minutes later, the room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz.
Oh, the cat. Is it going to touch the
He
ball?
opens the door.
Sorry, let's focus on
Makes
her.
eye contact with me, goes, ooh. And then closes the door and leaves. And I was like, what the fuck? But again, I was still trying my best to, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe it's just like an awkward situation or something. But
So, all of your favorite Twitch streamers are just in middle school. Is that what we're getting from this? Is that the takeaway? I don't know. You tell me.
a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room.
Wait,
and then,
so he didn't just accidentally bump into her. He specifically knew where she was and went in and walked in to see what she was doing. And once he did, he said, ooh, and walked away. That was the MO. All right. Okay. All right. All right, let's get a visual one more time. Hold on. Where'd I put that guy? Okay. All right. I'm withholding judgment. We need to hear his side of the story. Not saying I'm on his side. It's not looking really good.
after he opened the room,
This
that
is
you
kind
were
of
in with Nick,
this is kind of blowing my
he closed
mind
the
how
door and
like
started laughing, and then he
this kind of blows my mind how just like immature like this is. Not on her part, just like the culture here of like, you know, these are like the royalty of the American empire. You know what I'm saying? These are like the elites of the elites. Anyway, just, you know,
just wanted
curious.
to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night. So I was like, wow, okay, that's good to know, I guess. The next story, that I want to tell involves what happened to me, Valkyrie, and Cinna earlier this year when we were attacked at the Santa Monica Pier, because that was obviously, hold on, let me close all these fucking texts. I don't want to look at them, they're still on my desktop.
She kind of breezed over those receipts. I guess she's just leaving that up to like the commentary community to comb through them.
Where was I? Yeah, so, yeah, it happened March 3rd of this year. A lot of people were talking about it, talking about how me, Ray, and Cinna were attacked.
No, he did not hire someone to
Which
attack
was
her.
not an issue.
I don't
Like,
think
we had
that's
no
true.
issue with that. Like, obviously, it's big news. People are going to talk about it. It should be talked about. We had, like, no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him. I was fine with that. He joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me being no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him.
Will the cat
So
touch the
during
ball?
this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Senna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself.
Yeah.
And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, it just felt so shitty because at the time that those things happened, like, you know, all the people that lived in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him.
Yeah, ex-girlfriend got attacked in public. Haven't talked to her in 2 or 3 months. Been completely no contact. You know what's a motion of goodwill? Share more of her trauma that she's never talked about publicly. Let me break the story.
We should never talk about this because, you know, people are gonna be weird.
Whoa.
It puts Emmy in more danger.
Small Bun says cat will not touch the ball. Okay. If that's the bet you want to play, we'll see how it plays out for you.
Danger, and, you know, it gives people ideas, so we're never gonna talk about it. But, you know, of course, as soon as there's some big drama that he's not involved in, and he finds a way to, you know, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy, he does it. He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it. And by the way, it was also so frustrating not say anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as, like, the hero. He was like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint. No. The only person who ever came into contact face-to-face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door, behind glass and metal, with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary, but why are you acting like if anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor. I'm so glad I finally get to say that because she is the one who, like, kept everyone in those 2 houses safe, not him. Anyway,
Well, that's uncomfortable.
Back to the original thing, the Ray and Senna stuff.
Yeah, that's again, like she keeps hitting certain checkpoints where I'm like, I need him to address that specific situation in, like, grotesque detail. This one's a little bit more. This one's not as much of, like, an intense, like, level of importance as, like, the SA allegations, obviously, or anything like that. But it's juicy. You know, if he was saying he held the stalker at gunpoint, and the reality was, like, he was, like, standing in a hallway 10 feet away from a locked and deadbolted front door and owned a gun, you know, that's a bit sad.
So,
if that's true.
I was obviously panicking. Like, I just had this horrible thing happen to me the night before. It was, like, huge, like, public, millions of people seeing it.
Sorry, just checking in with chat. Who the fuck is Paul? Paul, absolutely not. Paul with the shown messages. Paul has some proof posted on Twitter. MizKif has not responded yet. She really has no reason to lie. I mean, anybody could have a reason to lie or not, or tell the truth in this scenario. We don't know these people personally. She's making a lot of very, very aggressive allegations. These are not small allegations. And, you know, from my perspective, where I am on all this, like, we'll let it play out. Like, if she is lying, then he will, which I don't think she is, just to be straight up with all of you. This rings true to me. But, you know, if she is lying or if she's, you know, misrepresenting anything or not, you know, just has like a incorrect memory of something, he'll come with the receipts, you know, and we'll digest that when it comes. But, you know, where I am right now, like, I feel like she has a lot of credibility. I'm skeptical of MizKif's ability to like say anything that is going to really drastically change this narrative. But if he can prove himself, he can prove himself. That's kind of where I lie on this personally.
And then my crazy ex-boyfriend is going live talking about more of my personal stuff, and I'm like crying, and Senna and Ray are like what's wrong? And I tell them, and I'm like panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so. Like these different people that I was like, they can contact him because I did not want to contact him. So, Ray, Senna, some of me and Miz's mutual business partners, and Asmongold were all messaging him to stop. And by the way, Asmongold told me that he tried to call Miz while he was talking, and it rang 3 times and then hung up, which means that he saw it and he just wanted to be able to keep talking because, yeah, anyway, just a little note. I don't
The
know
Asmongold
exactly
thing is
what
funny
my
to me. I'm not super caught up on that, but it's like he's like hella conservative. That might be a misrepresentation, but he has like conservative leaning stuff that like people hate him for. He's kind of like the inverse of Hassan, I guess, on Twitch is the vibe I get. But then he's still tight with a lot of these people, and it seems like a lot of these people still go to him in these like interpersonal conflicts, which is a really interesting dynamic to me. I'm not like making any particular point there. I just think it's very interesting. Cause somebody went to him recently for something. I remember there being some like chatter on, and it was like, oh, huh. Like everybody's like, he's the devil, and then like they have interpersonal conflicts and like he's involved in a helpful way, or that's seems to be what the people involved were saying. I don't know. I just think it's really funny how like intense everybody is on like political lines, and then when it comes to like real things that like personally affect people, there's like a lot more nuance to personal relationships. I think that is more human, and I like the concept of that.
Said to him, but I
agreed, but I don't like him personally. Yeah, I mean, sure.
Like, bro, like stop! What are you doing?
I can't say that one way or another. I don't watch his content. I'm not really familiar with what his stances are.
Also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing. Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, you know, girls go through. Was that your job?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, that all happened a couple of months into me being no contact with him. And yeah, he was arguing with Ray and Senna while they're trying to be like, bro, like, stop, like, you're making it worse. He finished talking about my stuff and then reacted to Senna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities, made sure to react to that, and then immediately went offline. So yeah, that was a terrible weekend. I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird ex was going live trying to self-insert so that he could make sure to farm his own clips.
Okay, all right. Fuck, people are going to flames now. Saying Asmongold is hella conservative is just plain wrong. That may be the case. My apologies. I don't know his politics, but I know compared to like the other mainstream Twitch personality, Hassan, by comparison, you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. That's all I'm saying is like he has unsavory beliefs to a lot of these like LA safe crowd. That's all I'm saying. All right. Don't crucify me.
After that incident, his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which I showed those texts. We went back to Japan, and during that
Joe,
trip,
thank you for
he was
gifting a sub,
texting,
brother.
calling
Appreciate
me
you.
trying to call me quite a lot, begging me to take him back. And at the same time, I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers who know both of us. And he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married. I don't think he even meant that, but I hope not. But I assume he did that with the hope that they would relay the messages back to me since I wasn't talking to him. And, I mean, some of them did.
Sorry, not to harp on the
also had a
Asmund
couple-
thing. I want to focus on what she's actually saying, guys. But people talking about he's left of center, he's right of center. Nobody knows what center is anymore. The center stopped existing as a concept like 2 years ago. So that's why everybody's confused. From what I have seen, like he has certain beliefs that are like in divergence to what might be like a lot of popular Twitch crowds' beliefs. That's all I really meant by it. I wasn't saying that like Asmongold is like a right-wing pundit or anything. That's not at all what I was trying to say.
Other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream.
It's almost like thinking for
and
yourself
in
is
a,
not
like,
allowed.
Oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now, way or like having my stream open. Like he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year. And they tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed I still wanted him. Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone.
Oh gosh, what the fuck? Ugh. Also, maybe Asmund should have been a firm Minion Jesus believer. Basest comment. Can I pin a comment? I don't think I can do that on. Oh, I can. Yeah. Yeah. That reference is going to be lost on a lot of people, but for the OG Slyboy fans. Yeah, Asmongold, where he really fucked up was not being a Minion believer. Okay, let's get back to like an action. Let's be serious, okay, guys? Can we be adults and serious for like 2 fucking seconds? This is supposed to be a serious stream. Are we cool? My gosh.
They'd be like, I don't fucking know, man. And then
Lock in.
they told me he would say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking gross stuff like that.
Holy fuck. I'm sorry that I said Asmongold was conservative. I'm sorry. All right? I just meant he has, from what I've seen, the little I've seen, has things that diverge from like the Twitch orthodoxy, okay? Which in the Twitch orthodoxy's view means he's like far right, which obviously he's not. But I'm just saying he is right of like the leftist of leftist stuff, okay? That has been my impression. I'm gonna back up Emiru because we've been on Asmongold for a hot second, all right? I wanna actually hear what she has to say. I'm gonna put the Asmongold thing to rest. No shade on anybody who's been like disagreeing with me on the Asmongold stuff. I'm just trying to share like where I was coming from. You guys, some of you seem to have taken it as like a more aggressive stance than what it actually was. It wasn't like an attack on Asmongold or a defense of Asmongold, okay? It was just, he is not of the same political ilk as a lot of these people. That's it. All right? That's the whole thing.
What Emmy's doing right now, where like having my stream open, like he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year. And they tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed I still wanted him. Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year. They'd be like, I don't fucking know, man. And then they told me he would say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that.
Cat has
She's
still
probably
not touched the
waiting
ball,
for me."
by the way. For those wondering.
Really fucking gross stuff like that. And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time, but we simply weren't together anymore because I was too mature and I was not ready. I was too immature. But yeah, you can see from the messages I showed. I'm not sure if
He was telling people that they weren't together because she was too immature. Aren't all these people 30? She's 27. How old is MizKif? Again, high school shit. MizKif age. He's 30. He's 30, she's 27.
like, I mean, people can go back and read them. He was begging me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of the messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT. Not that it really matters. It's just interesting.
What's up, Tangy?
Right?
Tangy interviews?
As of today, it's been about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly. I think because about 2 months ago was when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been like, you know, telling people things, which again, I wasn't going out of my way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I wasn't gonna lie to them. I mentioned this at the beginning before I started like fully telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. And I was told that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and
Okay,
they refused.
so here's what I will say as the nobody that I am. The nobody that's apparently on homepage, according to some people, I think you guys are lying to me. But still, if this is true, what she just said is a little bit of a divergence from what I was saying before, which is like he needs to provide an exact account. If this is true, what she's saying right now, the people she's talking to need to provide an exact account, because this is again, another huge accusation. And again, I'm not saying this to discount her at all. I'm just saying, as a matter of fact, whoever she was talking to, who was saying he was plotting this like maniacal scheme, they need to show receipts, because you can't just feed this info to her, have her say it, and then just hide in the background. Like if you were the source material for this information, you need to be willing to stand by your own word at this point, because this is like, again, we're in like cartoon villain territory. So you need, like, there should be other influencers, whoever she's referencing here, who had this information, because she's saying it was other people in the community, in the circle. Whoever those people are, they, in my opinion, have a moral responsibility to now come out and say, you know, here's exactly like how this went down and how he was like trying to pull these strings. Because again, if this is true, this is like truly like Despicable Me type shit.
Obviously, they're not insane. And even something happened this weekend at TwitchCon. One of my employees told me he went up to them and he threatened them, saying, if Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her. Whatever that means.
Sounds like the words of an innocent man.
And within the same night, he also texted one of my best friends, and he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, hey, worried about her, hope she's okay. You know, right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was gonna try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night. And, yeah, that was Saturday. So
Chat, we have an
pretty much
Irishman
leads
in
us
here.
To today.
Ban him. Mods ban
I
him.
feel like it's clear. I've spent the last year of
We
my
don't support
life
Irish
cutting
people.
him off and building a new life with people that actually care about me, and doing my best to move on peacefully without causing any drama. I did not want to do this.
I'm just
A
kidding.
lot of
I've been to
people-
Ireland 10 times.
A lot of other creators actually told me that
I know
after
a fuck ton of Irish
his
people,
other
like way too many.
allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for
Sarahs,
him
thank you,
and
brother.
start putting on
Appreciate
his
you.
channel again, they do not think that they would have gone back to helping him with his content. So I always tried to keep things private, always tried to make things better, had hope that things would get better, you know, tried to be supportive, and my thanks that I got for all of that was abuse and resentment. And for all of 2025,
Leo,
all
I'm
this
sorry.
year,
Relax. I'm just.
harassment and hatred from him and his community.
No
While he
offense,
was
Leo.
The whole time secretly begging for me to take him back behind the scenes. I've taken a lot of steps already, as I said, it's apparent. I've taken a lot of steps to restructure my life and be a lot more careful about who I help and who I invest my time and my care into. And I'm doing a lot better now, but I felt like this was a necessary stream because, like I said at the very beginning,
And that is the thing that you figure out at 27. I feel like I figured it out at like 28. So maybe I was a little later than her. But like being conscientious of who you like invest your time into and who you give grace to is I swear there's like something that clicks like right before you're 30 that's like, oh, this person is a lost cause for this and that reason. It's like it's truly like a skill tree that you just unlock. Like this person, if I give them this leeway, is going to immediately leverage it and screw me over twice as much as they did before. And then other people not. Other people you have the maturity to realize like they fucked up, but they're, you know, they've learned that lesson.
I have heard that he has done things to other people that aligned with some of my own experiences, so I felt like it would be wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information.
I'm 29.
I know I stayed
Nate.
for way too long, and I thought that I could help, and I unfortunately learned that I couldn't, but I worked really hard to have the life that I have now with my friends, my family, my pets, and my community, and I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for making the choices that I did to end up where I am now. And,
Fuck you! Who said unk? Chat. Moderators, ban him. Ban the person that said unk. I'm just kidding. I hope the moderators haven't banned anybody I told to ban this whole stream. Except for Frazier, or whatever his name was. I hope the moderators have followed this channel enough to know my exact sense of humor and know when I'm being sarcastic and when I'm being serious. Probably a tall order. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry if you got banned. Forgive me, Unk. Kill yourself. That's a joke. That's a joke. Don't. I need to stop saying that. Sorry. All love. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching.
yeah, that's
Shit, this is going off the rails.
the story of dealing with
No, brother. I was just kidding.
abuse,
Relax.
psychological and domestic abuse, sexual assault, and stalking, and being threatened on if, you know, I ever talked about it. And this whole time, it's been kind of hidden in plain sight, away from hundreds of thousands of
So
people.
let me just address like kind of as she's kind of wrapping this up now. So she throws out the sexual assault thing. From her testimony, it was a one-time thing. She's not talking about multiple instances of sexual assault. She's only referenced one, which was when they had been broken up for, what was it, like around 2 months or something? They'd been broken up for a while. They kind of met again. They had a little bit of a heart-to-heart. She started crying. He hugged her while she was crying. Then he started kissing her. She let him kiss her. And then he shoved his hand like somewhere it shouldn't have gone. He's probably going to respond in a way that's like, I thought we were having this like reunion, this moment. That's going to get sticky, that situation. But that's like that's like the biggest situation probably that he needs to like explicitly address and say exactly how that went down to him. The shit is fucked all the way around though. Not comfortable to listen to.
And yeah, I know that me saying all of this probably isn't gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone, but sorry, voice crack. I know talking about this probably won't make him or probably won't make him or what remains of his community leave me alone, but I'm at least glad that people will be aware of all of this now and I won't have to feel like I'm hiding a terrible dark secret anymore. And it's all out there now. And I also want to make it clear that not everyone that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of the things that were happening. And a lot of streamers didn't really know anything at all, but I mean, like I said before, people aren't stupid. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people knew that things were happening, and like I said, you have to remember, it's not just me. A lot of people have told me that they have their own, grievances with him. But for the people who did know about this, thank you for being there for me through all of this and supporting me and cheering me on. And there were a lot of people as well who, even though they didn't know anything, without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive, and I will always remember that for the rest of my life.
I will say, mind you, I'm not sure that she's going to bring it up again, but at the very beginning of all this, she says the reason she's speaking out right now is because she got word that there was an incident very, very recently in which MizKif behaved towards another person in a way similar to her, which is very, very vague. And I don't like how vague that is, but, maybe she's protecting people with the vagueness. I don't know if we're talking in the essay department or in the, physical department. But I feel like that's a context here worth reiterating. One which doesn't sound like it's going to get explained in this particular stream.
Just so people know that I'm not just trying to put this out there and then, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California. And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for this stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit. It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about. And I'm sure there's also plenty of things that even I don't know about. And there's more things that I didn't even talk about today, but I'm hoping that now that I have this out, this is the last time I ever have to talk about it. And I can be like, okay, I got it out there. I'm not withholding this anymore. It's out there. And yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. Definitely not how I would have liked to spend my Saturday. I would have loved to go to karaoke with my friends or something like that instead. A lot of people like karaoke, right, guys? Yeah. I think that's it. I'm probably gonna take some time off. I'm not sure. Like, I genuinely have no idea what the response to this all is gonna be like. I really just wanna, like I said, do my best to move on from this, because I've already been doing that for a year. Like I said, I feel like that's pretty clear. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for today.
Is there anything else of importance here?
I asked my editor if he would.
She says it's pretty much it, like 3 times. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna take her at her word. I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so here's my thing. If anybody got the impression I was defending MizKif in this stream, that was not happening. I'm simply acknowledging the fact that this is one side of the story, and I wholeheartedly welcome the other side of the story, a side of the story which should be met with plenty of scrutiny, as much scrutiny as possible. I will admit I'm a little biased towards Emiru because I have always found MizKif to be unlikable and obnoxious. So that's my particular bias. Also, we're coming right off of a situation in which Emiru was obviously the victim, right? So she's kind of in that situation now where there's a lot of public sympathy directed towards her. I'm not saying that to discount anything she said. I'm just recognizing that fact, right? So, and that that fact can't be understated, can't be overstated, rather. From everything I've seen, the TwitchCon incident was absolutely fucked, and still is fucked because no one from Twitch, CEO or otherwise, has even really apologized for it, let alone made themselves accountable. So heart out to her. I'm interested to see what MizKif responds with. I'm not feeling if I can just be honest, I'm not feeling optimistic towards MizKif on this situation. But there have been a lot of very, very brutal, very hard-hitting accusations levied in this live stream. And to me, if he doesn't address each and every single one of those absolutely head on and provide receipts, that will be damning. Because this is the sort of situation where if anything remotely like this were levied my way, I would come out with exactly every single receipt I could possibly pull up, and I would explain exactly how each of these situations went out from my perspective. So that's pretty much about it. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate all the new folks as well. Appreciate all the support I've been getting lately. And, all that stuff that you guys have been supporting me on, that will continue to develop. I'm working on a lot of stuff. Scraps, good night. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Sly, hope the YouTube platform does justice well to keep your next streams and the Katie Cruz situation up. Yeah. Katie Cruz situation, very much developing. All right, everybody, I'm going to give you, me and Big Katie are going to say goodbye, okay? All right, to wrap the stream up. Here, let me get Big Katie for you, okay? How to give the people what they want. All right? Say goodbye, everybody. Say goodnight. All right. Kind of looks like I'm being assaulted by them right now, which is pretty apropos. But, yeah. That's about it. Take care. I'll see you guys soon, okay?